Welcome to Chef Richard's Kitchen. I'm Chef Richard Miller. Today we're going to make butter herb roasted carrots. And it's a side dish that I've made several times. And people like it. It's very simple, it's very elegant. And if you need to take a side dish to a get-together or something like that, you can always consider this one, and people really like it. So let's get started. What are we going to need? Oh, I started out with a bag of carrots, and I went ahead and I peeled them and I chopped the ends off already. We're going to need some salt, and we're going to need some herbs. Now I went and got some rosemary and thyme and parsley out of the garden and just chopped them up, and that's what we're going to be using for our herbs. So let me go ahead and we're going to use those, and we're going to use some butter, and we're going to make the butter sauce. Now, the difference that I often do than other chefs is we're going to have these roasting in a 400-degree oven, so they're going to get plenty hot. And rather than cutting them in just little quarter-inch slices like everybody does, what I've done is I've gone ahead and I've cut them a little bit wider. And you'll be able to see why. Because when you put them on a plate, they're going to be so tender you cut them with a fork anyway, so you don't have to worry about getting them way down. And it's also something that most people don't see, and it'll be kind of an eye catcher. All right, so once we've done this, I take my baking sheet. I've already covered it with foil, and I sprayed vegetable oil on it. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take and I'm going to put a little olive oil. And just kind of rub these around. All right. Olive oil on the fingers doesn't help when you're trying to sprinkle salt on very much. All right, so let's go ahead and I'll sprinkle a little salt on. Alright, now we're going to sprinkle just a little bit of our herbs on. Not a lot, because what we're going to do is we're going to sprinkle a little bit on right now. But we're going to put the bulk of it in with our butter sauce. And then make sure you leave just a little bit for garnish too. So now let's go ahead and just grind a little bit of pepper on them. And now it's time to go to the oven. And I've set the oven at 400 degrees and it's preheated already. So let me go over and put these in the oven. What we're going to do is I'm going to come back and I'm going to check them in 15-20 minutes, something like that. And we're going to roll them. We're just going to take, like a pair of tongs or whatever, roll these over a little bit. And we're going to check them with a fork to make sure they're tender. They probably won't be, so we'll leave them in there long enough until they are. While we're doing that, we can go ahead and we can make our herb butter sauce. Alright, here you can see what they look like after 20 minutes, and as you can definitely tell, they're going to need probably at least another 20 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and turn these and let's put them back in the oven. All right, as you can see, they weren't quite done yet. We'll probably need at least another 20 or 25 minutes on there. But I went ahead and I rolled them over, and that way they'll kind of cook evenly. And let's go ahead and let's let them bake for a little longer. So I'll see you in about 20 more minutes. Don't go far. All right, it's been another 25 minutes and the carrots are just about done. So let's go ahead and let's make our herb butter sauce right now. By the time the carrots are done, the sauce should be ready to go and we can plate. I want to start out with a half stick of butter. And let's go ahead and let this melt down. Then we'll go ahead and we'll put our herbs in here. Alright, the butter's melting down in there pretty well. I'm going to put just a little bit of salt in there. A little bit of pepper. And now I'm going to put some herbs in here. Start out with the rosemary. Thyme, and a little bit of fresh parsley. There. Now I'm going to let this simmer just a little bit, and then we'll go ahead and we'll taste it. Alright, let's go ahead and let's taste it. The herbs are coming through very, very well. You can taste the richness of the butter. You can taste the rosemary. You can taste the thyme. It's not real intense, but it is definitely in there. I'm going to put just a little more salt in. Pepper. And here's a little trick that I use. And what I'm doing is I'm going to take and put in a little cayenne pepper. And I do mean a little. You don't want this to have heat. But a little cayenne pepper actually brightens this quite a bit and brings the flavors out, and you'll never notice it's in there. Much better. In fact, I'm going to put just a little bit more cayenne. That's good. Excellent. Now, okay, the butter sauce is done. Let's go ahead and let's pull out our carrots. And we'll put a fork in there. It's been in there about 45 minutes, something like that. I turned the heat down to 350 just to give me a little time to get my butter sauce made. Let's go ahead and pull them out and see how they're doing. Okay, as you can see, even the thick ones are very tender. So, it also has some nice brown roasting marks on here. Could you boil these? Oh, absolutely. Does it give it the nice, rich flavor and appearance that roasting does? No, and that's the reason why I chose to roast them. So, all right. Now, it's time to plate. Bring our carrots over. Okay, now we'll take our herb butter sauce and lay a little of this over the top. All right, now, what do I always tell you to do before you ever serve it to your guests? That's right. The carrots have cooked down. They're extremely sweet. You can taste the roasting on there, or a little bit of the char. The herb butter comes through. They're extremely tender, and I wouldn't be ashamed to serve this to anyone. So, once again, feel free to go ahead and try this recipe. Give it a try and let me know how it comes out. Put some comments down or send me an email. I like getting emails as well. And give me a thumbs up if you like it. And even better, hit the subscribe button so you'll be notified of future episodes. So once again, thank you for joining me on this episode. Take care, God bless. Remember, the cooking should always be fun. And I'll see you next episode. Bye for now.